It's on its front page. And Erev Tov and hello.
Shalom.
There, I'll put on my camera if you show up.
Oh, I didn't know I didn't.
You have a nice ceiling, though, I have to say.
Oh, right. That's the ceiling. Oh, that's my hat. You know, the latest thing since this Purim.
Okay.
Wait, sorry.
Sorry, I don't
Oh, I
understand.
have it on. I have it on.
Oh, there you are.
My problem is I have to charge.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, there's
yeah,
both.
like Purim is still here.
Modern technology has got us so far advanced.
I don't want to leave the meeting. Go away.
All
Cancel.
right, so now that Holy Ray from Tzfat and Yitzchak from Katamon, I want to introduce the section we're going to do. And the section we're going to do is the second section under the general heading of Chachmat Hakodesh, the wisdom of the holy. We had 13 entries. And today we are beginning the second section. It's called Seder Bet, Ichud Hanistar v'Hanigleh, the unification of the mysterious, the hidden, and the revealed. And in it, it has 12 paragraphs, 12 statements. I mean, he calls them here prakim. Chapter implies much more, but it's 12 pieces. And but as the introduction to them, the Rava Nazir, Rav Kook's main student, had this in his notes and what he taught his students. So let's see. There's two. Yeah, this is from earlier notes, where he says, he puts this as the introduction to this, that Megamat ha'Ichud shel Harav Zatzal. What was the purpose of the unification of Rav the Rav? And then he says, Vezohi Darko shel Rabbeinu. This is the way of our teacher, our Rav, La'asot gam et hanistar, to do that which is hidden, right? The word nistar, seter, it's where the word mystery came from. Make the hidden revealed. V'zo mashmaut, that's the meaning of the name of the section, Ichud hanistar v'hanikler, the unification of the hidden, the mysterious, and the revealed. V'chein chotev Rav be'igrot haraya, Rav Kook wrote in one of his letters, Al kain, ikar magama, therefore the main purpose, and it's much of our spiritual activity, much of our activity in modern times, tzricha liot haramat, needs to be the raising, the uplifting, the establishing, Keren Chachmat Yisrael Apnimit, the crown of the inner wisdom of Israel. There is an inner wisdom that we need to elevate into the forefront. Lishov ota, to draw her, mikol makom shehi nishevet, from every place where it can be drawn from. She lo tihye ne'ebedet, so that it will not lose afilu tipa, even a drop, mibor sidze, from this it's a very special type of pit that contains our inner wisdom, inner Torah. And lo rak sifrut musar, it's not only the literature of ethics or mechkar or research or philosophia or philosophy or Kabbalah, ba'alei tzad echad, which are all one side of the larger matter. Musar looks in a particular way, research looks in a particular way, philosophy has its side, even Kabbalah, it's all from one aspect, one side, its own particular side. Ki'im, but what we need to do is haramat erech, to raise the value, the harchavat dat, and the expansion of consciousness, to expand our knowledge, expand our da'at, expand our consciousness, al elyonut ha'machshava ha'israelit ve'ha'enoshit, onto the level of the highest Israelite and universal human thought, mishor shorsha, from the very source of its roots, from its very roots, not just one aspect, ad to the point that we can then unify the revealed with the hidden. The past with the present. And both of them im ha'atid, with the future. So that's a great picture of what we're to do, is to unite all of these, all levels together. And in another letter he wrote, Ata karvu hayamim, the days are now coming close. And I don't understand, he's writing this at least 110 years ago. The days, Ata karvu hayamim, the days are coming now. Shehakol yakiru ve'yudu, that everyone will come to know, to recognize and to know. Yeshuat Yisrael, that the liberation, the Yeshua, salvation, though I don't like that word, it's been Christianized, but the Yeshua of Israel and the Yeshua of the Olam, and the liberation, the salvation of the world. And the word here, it's really to, the world, we can see what terrible shape it's in. We're war machines and poverty makers, and not sharers of planet Earth in the way, all human beings need to share it. He says the days will come, people will know that the liberation for Israel and the entire world is actually completely dependent. Rak behofa'at chachmat or ganus. It's only by the manifestation of the wisdom of the hidden light, shel pnimiyut razeh Torah, of the inside secrets of the Torah, b'safa brura, in a clear language. And of course, that's what Rav Kook is offering us, as all the scholars say. He's giving an explanation of the very core of Kabbalah in all its breadth and depth in a clear language. Hanistar ya'amid al raglav gam et hanigle, and in this way, the mysterious, the hidden, will stand up on its feet, also the revealed. The kula beraza kaima, everything will exist in the secret. I'm not quite sure how to understand. It's like Aramaic phrase, literally means that everything will be kayam, that everything will exist in the secret. V'ma ma'atim heina, and however, there are very few hamasigim hu makirim et zeh, that recognize this. Beyoter mitalmidei chachamim ha'yetzuyanim ha'nemanim, even more so among the very excellent, faithful scholars of Torah. Sherak misridim, it's only remnants of them, asher Hashem koreh hinam, that God is calling to. So it's saying that we don't under the rabbinic world in our time doesn't understand what this is, the significance of this. Not many are called to this, and of course Rav Kook is the primary one who's. I mean, this began earlier with all the appearance of the secret realm into writing when the Zohar was written in 1240 at the beginning of 5000, or not written but published publicly. So the secret teachings started to come out, and then Isaac Luria, and then the Luzzatto in many ways was one of the first one to put it in a non-Kabbalistic language, the principles of it, and Rav Kook is very much an expansion and extension of Luzzatto and his focus. And again, it's not a coincidence that Luzzatto came to Israel. Well, I would say in his youth, but he also passed away quite quickly when he was here, unfortunately. Right, he was like in his early 40s. But he's buried, beside Rabbi Akiva, which says a lot. So that's what Rav Kook is saying needs to happen historically. Now, there's another, where is it? Hold on. All right, this is other notes from the Nazir, is an introduction to Seder Bet, chapter 2, or B, Bet, and the first lesson. And here he's quoting, we already read, it's the essential purpose needs to be raising the crown of the inner wisdom of Israel until it unites the revealed with the hidden. And then the days have come that everybody will come to know that the liberation of Israel and the world is dependent on manifesting the hidden light of the inner secrets of this Torah, expressing them in a clear language, and so that the hidden will establish on its feet. Also, the revealed will now see it much more fully when we know it's inside and the outside, right? If a doctor only sees the outside and doesn't know anything about the inside, well, you can't really say he knows the state of his patient. We need to know the inside and the outside. And here in another letter, this we haven't read before. Lo tuchal le'ad haTorah liot metzumtzemet. The Torah cannot forever be constricted. B'cheker ahalacha hama'asit levado, in its analysis, investigation of the practical halacha alone. Achelek haruchani shebeTorah, the spiritual part of the Torah, l'chol rochvo omko v'hekefo, to all its depth, breadth, and expanse, muchrach gam hu limtzo makom beyeshiva. Beyeshiva also has to find place in the yeshiva. This is what we have to be studying. And as he says in another letter, she'ha'olam hanistar, that the hidden world, ashirhu be'ein aroch, it's immeasurably more rich mi'ha'olam ha'galui, than the revealed world. Tchiyat hanistar, the revival, the renewal of the hiddenness, the olam ha'kulturi, in the cultural world. Like Kabbalah has become like a Hollywood phrase. B'tchiyat Israel b'leumim, in the Tchiyat hanistar, the revival of the hidden, in the renewal of Israel among the nations, and Tchiyat Eretz Israel, and the revival, the renewal of the land of Israel, be'aratzot, among all the lands, hamleot kulan razei Torah, that all of them are full of the secrets of the Torah. But he says, Tchiyat hanistar, the awakening of the mysterious, the hidden, dofkot bekerbenu, it's beating this, it's knocking on our doors, et dvikatan v'chazaka, strongly. Kol zman shehabilti mugbal lo yigbal Lo tomar haneshama dai begilui. As long as the bilti mugbal, the unbounded, is unbounded, lo yugbal, then the soul will not say it's enough, just the revealed. It's not enough for me. I want more. Achazon matchil lehitnotzetz. Our vision begins to sparkle. Ha'umah harazit, the people of the secret, shava le'eretz harazim, is returning to the land of the secrets. V'ha'or yivaka mitzion, and the or will burst forth from Zion. And then he says in another letter, Ashichlul halimudi, the so-called educational advancement, habam b'siluk ruach hakodesh, that comes by removing the holy inspiration. Utzad l'nesigan chor is actually a step backwards. If we want to take out all the, I guess, just do it rationally, that our whole learning is just rationally. Utzad l'nesigan chor is actually a step backwards. Afa b'sheyesh bo kama ma'alot tovot, even though it has some good advantages, we start to look at things more critically, more, maybe even just with a mind to knowing more, understanding more, rather than just accepting. But he said it's not, it's got, V'zehu yesod habayit hasheni. And this was the foundation of the second temple, Shahaya Mesulat Shechina v'Ruach HaKodesh. They didn't have the Shechina and the Ruach HaKodesh. The tablets were buried. The Kodesh Kedoshim in the second temple was empty. I mean, the Aron was empty. And so they filled it, Be'or Torah v'Chachma, the light of Torah and wisdom. But now, Achshav, in the 20th century, and even more so the 21st century, Ruach HaTchiyah mitrotzetzet bekirbenu, the spirit of the renewal is running within us. It's like pulsating. You know, Ben Gurion gave full, all those holy Zionists, Ruach HaTchiyah mitrotzetzet bekirbenu. V'anu chayavim lehichaletz chushim, and we must liberate our senses. Lasol et haderech hatchiyah, to lasol et haderech laruach hakodesh, to pave the way for ruach hakodesh. Legilui Eliyahu, to the revelation of Elijah. Lehofa'at hanevuah, to the manifestation, appearance of prophecy. V'maran Arav, and Rav Kook, Rabbeinu Hagadol, our great rabbi, this is the Nazir's writing and speaking, said, Amar, Zot hi ha'avodah, this is the work, Shaha'iti chafetz, that I wish, Shetiyeh chaviva, that will really be beloved and important, Al kol ha'oskim benishmata de'oraita, everyone who is engaged in the soul of the Torah. So I want to bless us. I mean, learning Rav Kook is learning the soul of the Torah, and that we can really develop our spiritual, our sense for Ruach HaKodesh, Gilui Eliyahu, and to the manifestation of Nevuah. Bimhera b'yameinu, and join together with Roberta and Omar. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, amen, amen.
All right, yeah. Holy Brother Joel is definitely a prophet seeker.
Amen.
Profit. I mean Prophet. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Eliyahu
Hanavi, Mamash, Holy Brother. Where, what holy part of the land are you on right now? Where are you? Where?
I'm on Betzalel, near the Shuk. I came in for a job fair.
Oh, nice.
Try to find work because I'm an unemployed tour guide.
Oh, the Atzlacha, brother, man. All right. I can get you work as an unemployed rabbi. Okay.
I'm
So
gonna walk over to the hotel and be an unemployed Kohen.
excellent. Well, then you'll be say hello. And as long as you're there, ask God that we get it together to fix all the problems immediately. All right. So all of this is by way of introduction to the section that we're now, the series that we're now going to read. And the first part in it is the entire section again is Ichud Hanistar v'Hanigle, the unity of the hidden and the revealed. And then the first statement within it, the first paragraph piece, he called Tvi'ata Ichud HaRuchani, the demand. Tovea is like a legal term. The demand for spiritual unification.
Oh.
And now Rav Kook writes, Hinenu nitba'im. We are demanded of. It is demanded of us. Le'ached, to unite. Ached, to unite, ulehatim et machshavotenu. To unite, make as one, and latim is to fit together. Everything is matim. It's toem. It fits together, and it's the root letters of emet, truth. When things fit together properly, they're matim. Their relation is truthful with each other. We are demanded to unite and to harmonize, put together in a proper way, et machshavotenu, our thoughts. Yisurim anu margishim. We feel suffering. Miha eder ha'itachdut, from a lack of unification. You know how much of 20th century, psychology has been about that forever. But we feel all sorts of suffering. The word lasur is also off the path. And sar min haderech, lasur min haderech. And that, and now we can say amen because Roberta has joined us. But we are, and anybody else besides Ray feel, yay, Roberta, nice to see the flowers. And even though you have a mask on. But so to begin, we're starting the piece here where it says, it is demanded of us to unite and to harmonize our thoughts. We feel suffering. We feel like we're off the path with a lack of unification. Aval machovim yoter noraim. Mehi ahat ama. But even more painful from the disharmony. He's somehow differentiating between eder ha'itachdut. We feel suffering from the lack of unification, but even more suffering from disharmony. Now, what's the difference between heder ha'itachdut and hi'atama? We'll see if the Nazir comments on that, but he seems to be saying these are two bad states. The lack of itachdut, the lack of unity, and the iatama, they don't fit together. I guess that when the things don't fit of me, then you can't even walk. If you're not all walking in the same path, there's a lack of one thing, but at least you're all walking. There seems to be something more essential to the if things are lo matim, then my heart doesn't fit with my this. It's somehow worse. The kol mashe anu mitalim, and the more we elevate and rise, el haskamat hachafetz, with the agreement of our desire lahatim, to harmonize, ula'ached, and to unify, et kol evrenu haruchanim, all our spiritual limbs. The more we work to unify our spiritual limbs, Kein mitgabrim etzleinu hakochot ha'elyonim. To that element rise among us our higher powers. Shehem be'emet me'achdim umat'imim et kol yeshutenu. Our higher powers, which actually truly unite and harmonize all our beings, all our yesh, everything that we have. So he says, Shalom, Natan, I'm glad you're here. And Rav Kook is saying we must unite all our thoughts. We suffer from a lack of inner unification and disharmony. And as we rise to the point of really making a commitment to harmonize and to unify all our spiritual expressions and spiritual tools and limbs, then we grow our higher powers, and that enables us to unify and to harmonize our whole being. Yoter mikol am velashon, more than any other people or language, people or tongue, ein anu yocholim lisbol et hastira. We cannot stand the contradiction between different parts. And we've gotten into the religious, the physical, the scientific, and those divisions in Israel. And he's actually saying no, that's all. We can't stand the separation of all the different parts. Ve'eta'i achduta nafshit, and the lack of spiritual oneness. Sgulat olamim hi banu. Hashalom ve'ha'ichud, peace, shalom, wholeness, and ichud, echad, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem echad, and the oneness, that everything, all the differences are all part of the one. Sgulat olamim hi banu, that's an eternal treasure that we carry, that we learned from Avram and Sarah, and our whole teaching of the Torah is about this shalom ve'ichud. Why the only religious prayer commandment is to say the Shema, to scream it's the only one that says in a loud voice, B'kol Ram. So I really want to invite everybody to morning and night to say the Shema as loudly as you can. You can find a place where you don't freak anybody out, or else, it's good to go to a place where everybody says the Shema at their loudest. Because that's how it's supposed to be said. We're supposed to say it loud enough so everybody else can hear. He says, because this is our special treasure of Israel, this sense of peace and unification of all the differences. Betzuratam ha'adilit, in their ideal form. Lechein, and therefore, kol pizurenu, our whole scattering, both physically in exile in all the different countries, and also our scattering into different groups, conservative, reform, orthodox, Hurak arai is just temporary. Arai, just temporary. Vehinenu at idim lehitached. We are destined to unite, to unify, veliyot goy echad ba'aretz, and to be one people in the nation. And the Nazir points out here that Rav Kook is talking about this both on the level of spiritual unification, but also the unification of all the parts of the nation, of the people.
Yeah.
And we really have to, this is what the Nazir here says, this is the source of our diseases, the diseases of Israel. She'ein achdut b'deot, that we don't have a unification in thinking and thoughts, but all our that is temporary. Achdut hi b'ma'hutenu, because in our very essence is achdut, and we will be able to come to express it. And he says, be'atid nit'ached b'deot. In the future, we will unite in our ideas and our thinking. V'niyeh shuv legoy echad ba'aretz, and will be, as Rav Kook quotes at the end of this piece, will be one nation, a nation of one, of unity in the earth, and will show people what it means to live in unity and not in all the disharmony and conflict revealed or hidden that so many societies live in. So I want to bless us, especially now. Just let's review the piece. And Roberta, you ready? You can practice quietly while we're saying. But he's saying that it's demanded of us to unite and to harmonize all our thoughts. We feel great suffering from the lack of unification, and the greatest suffering from from disharmony. And as we rise to the place where we really make a commitment to unify, to harmonize all our spiritual pieces and parts and limbs, and as we do that, we become more able to unify our spirit. Our higher powers grow, and these higher powers are help us unite and matim all our being. And we, Israel, cannot stand the contradiction between the disharmony, the lack of that oneness. That is our special sgula, that shalom ve'ichud, and the whole oral tradition is how to live in shalom, how to deal with this conflict, how to deal with that conflict. And of course, Shabbat shalom is the ultimate of our weekly experience. And it's really, and saying, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad is our daily morning and night spiritual call. And so we have to understand that our scattering is only temporary, and we very soon really experience our full unification. And one nation, Ba'aretz, and you can read Ba'aretz both, in the land of Israel and in the planet Earth. But we're really here to be a force of shalom and achdut, peace and unification in Israel and everywhere on planet Earth, and we may come to this fulfillment of this b'mhira b'yameinu v'nomar.
Amen.
Amen,
Amen.
amen,
Amen.
amen.
All right, I'm glad you're on the. Rav Kook is really speaking about, it's such extraordinary idealism. He's really expressing the core idealism that is the Torah. It's not like he's making it up, but he's really giving expression to what is the core values of the Torah. So let's see the next one, which connects with this. It's entitled Ha'ichud Aruchani Ba'atid, the spiritual unification in the future. Achat mi'atzarot hagdolot, one of the great tsuras, one of the great problems, one of the great pains, shel ha'olam haruchani shel ha'adam, of a human being's spiritual world, what is the pain? Ma shekol mikzoa shel mada, that any area of thinking, v'shel regesh, or a feeling or emotion, me'akev etzlo, delays, prevents in that particular area of knowledge or that particular emotion, Et hahofa'ah, it prevents the manifestation, the expression, shel hamikzoa ha'acher, of another mikzoa, another area, another profession. Each one is completely defines themselves as themselves, and they don't make room for any other one within them. So when I'm completely angry, or when I'm completely whatever, it's like, I have a complete conclusion that this is the way things are. Well, in that way, I'm sort of close to something else because I'm so in that one. ומתוך כך נשארים רוב בני אדם, and therefore most human beings remain likuyim, lacking. It's interesting how the word lacking is a good way to translate lakui. It's somehow deficient. V'ba'alei gvan yechidi, and sort of single colored. Ba'alei gaven yechidi, a single hue, they're single colored. And then migro'oteim ashliliyot, all the negative causations that come out of that, of being only in one area and not having sort of openness and feeling in opposition to the others and so on. And these megrotem ashliliot, these negative consequences, holchot umitrabot, they increase. It just gets worse and worse. New paragraph. Hahachshacha, the darkness, shekol mikzoa machshich al chavero, that every area darkens the one next to him, right? If I'm standing here, then I make a shade to those that are things that are beside me. I in some way, especially if I'm standing between them and the light or the sun, then I'm a blockage in the light. And he says the darkness of one, shekol mikzoa, the amount of darkness that every area, machshich akavaro, that darkens the one next to him, his chaver, his so-called friend, that which you're connected to, goremet hi, this also causes gamken lehityaches benigud muchlat, to have a completely an attitude of complete opposition lehamikzoa hanistar me'enei ha'adam, to that area which is completely hidden from us. I don't know anything about. Hanatun lemikzoa acher, that is part of another mikzoa. Ha'rachok mimenu be'arachav, that is very far from mine, from me, in my values. Yes, I can't see the value. I can't see the inside of the other focus, the other mikzoa, and therefore I don't give it importance. I stay only in my mikzoa, in my particular focus. And look, there's a lot of, you can apply this to a lot of dynamics, both in relationship dynamics and in all sorts of dynamics. But the good news is, chisaron ze, and the Nazir put this as a single line, chisaron ze lo yuchal lahatmid. This lacking cannot be forever. This can't be the final state of things. New paragraph. והעתיד של האדם בו יבוא. The future for humankind, for the human, will certainly come. שיתפתח, that one will develop, will open, למעמד רוחני איתן כזה, to such a strong spiritual level, שלא די, that not only שכל מקצוע לא יסתיר את חברו, it's not only that each area will not contradict the other one, you'll come to a perspective that's large enough where you see how it all fits in. Somebody will come to a spiritual level that not only will every area not hide, contradict et chavero, his friend, ella, but even more than that, shemikol mada, from every knowledge, every science, mikol regesh, from every feeling, from every emotion, yeh nishkaf al kol hayam hamadai, will be able to see the entire ocean of knowledge, v'kol hatehum hahergeshi, and the entire expanse of the emotion. So that will come to a place where these things are not in opposition, but we suddenly see how they're all part of the one. And each one has something to offer the one. And so I'm going to get some water. וכמו שהעניין הזה, the same way that this same principle, הוא במציאות האמיתית, is true in reality, is the way the true reality is. Right? All the parts of existence, the ideas, the feelings, the this and the that and the this, they're all part of the one. Just like this is so in existence, she'i efshar klal, it's not possible at all. L'shum yitzira ruchanit ba'olam, for any, the same way, it's not possible at all for any spiritual creation in the world, shetiye omedet bifnei atzma, that it will stand in and of itself. Ela, shehi sfuga min hakol, but that it is absorbed from everything. That everything in the world is absorbed from everything. That's one of the things scientists have found, right? There's an explosion that's going on right now, 50 million light drives or whatever, somewhere. That's making sure that, the worm in the garden here has enough to eat and so on. The whole thing is one interwoven, intertwined, interdependent system from one end to the other. The same thing is we have to understand the spiritual realm, that everything is absorbing from everything. Aval timtum alev gorem, but our sort of stupidity of heart, the closedness of heart, gorem, closes, she'i efshar lahabit, that we don't have the capacity to look upon al ele ha'chalakim, on these portions, hamuvlaim mikol ha'yeshut ha'ruchanit, all of these portions ele ha'chalakim hamuvlaim, it's not possible to see in all these different portions hamuvlaim, that are balua, that are absorbed, they're all part of the Yeshut HaRuchanit, the entire spiritual existence, hanimtzaim bechol tochen shehu, that are found in any any sort of way. There's so many ways. But we are in a timtum of lev, where we have a certain closedness of heart. We're not able to see all the inner parts of all the inner unification of the spiritual existence. Aval beromemuto shel ha'adam. But when a person is elevated, tifakachna einav, his eyes will then open. Tipakachna, probably, right? Yeah. As beromemuto shel ha'adam, tipakachna einav, his eyes will open. Lirot nechocha, to see the presence, the presence of everything. The as tipakachna einei ivrim, and this might be a verse somewhere, though I don't see it listed here. I don't see it. Yeah, I think it must be a verse somewhere. As tipak, like a prophecy. Tipakachna ine ivrim, will open the eyes of the blind. Ve'oznei charshim tipatachna, and the eyes of the deaf, the ears of the deaf will open. Umleya aretz da'atish et Hashem, and the earth will be full of the knowledge of Hashem. Kemayim layam mechasim, in the same way that waters cover the ocean, the knowledge of God will fill the earth.
Wow.
So I want to really bless us that we can participate. But let's read the whole piece quickly as a review, because these are fundamental to understanding what makes Rav Kook so important, and in many ways so revolutionary, that he says this clearly, because so much of the religious world in the exile mentality was about the separation into different areas and stuff, and not going into all the others. The focus became just studying Talmud, and the whole study of the Zohar and the thing was undervalued and downplayed, and sometimes, seen as wrong and so on. But he says one of the great surahs in the spiritual world is that any particular area of knowledge and emotion prevents the manifestation of another one. And therefore, most people remain lacking and single-dimensional. And these negative consequences that come out of that just become more and more. The darkness that every area darkens upon that the shadow that it casts on the other, it also causes them to have to relate with complete opposition to those areas that are hidden to us. We can't see them, or we can't see their value, that are given to another area that's far from mine in its value and its importance. So we're unidimensional, or we don't really encompass the whole thing. But this lacking cannot be forever. The future of humankind will come when we'll open to a spiritual level that not only will every area not contradict its friend, but even more than that, that from every knowledge, every emotion, every feeling, we'll be able to look upon the entire ocean of knowledge and the expanse of feelings. And just like the same thing is true in the physical reality, and it's not possible for any creation in the physical and the spiritual reality that it stands in and of itself. Everything is sponging, is absorbing, is connected to the all. But it's our closedness of heart and our stupidity of heart that causes us that we're not able to to look upon all those things. We only see what's apparent to us. But when we can raise our consciousness, we can open our eyes to see the larger presence, and then the eyes of the blind and the ears will be opened, and the ears of the deaf will be opened, and the earth will be filled of the knowledge of God as the waters cover the sea. So I want to bless us that we can really come to this spiritual elevation, that we're able to see the oneness, the unity, and of course the shalom, shlemut comes out of that. When you see all the different parts, there's a certain wholeness, and then shalom is possible. So that may we be agents in learning Torah to Rav Kook and sharing it with the eyes of the world, and listening to its extraordinary Torah. That may we be agents in opening the eyes of the blind and the ears of the deaf, and the agents to fill the earth digitally, and in every realm, to fill the earth with the knowledge of God and of divinity, and all the great illumination that will come to planet Earth, to humanity on planet Earth, and then manifest on all levels of life here. May we be blessed to be really illuminators. May Rabbi Amenu, and join together with Roberta Lenomar. I think Roberta.
Amen.
Roberta.
I think Alberta got busy or something with something there, so I never think I had to cut it off.
Amen. Illuminators.
Yay, hooray.
Yeah, that's probably enough.
All right, so that'll be enough for we're in the last 10 minutes. We'll stop here, but where he goes from here, he starts, the next one is, look, you see the title, Ichud HaTorah v'Nevuah, the unification of the Torah, what's written down, and prophecy, what's said and revealed to us. And he keeps going into the Ichud. The next one is, for example, we'll do these two tomorrow. Well, actually, not this Parshat Shavua tomorrow, but these are the this Ichud. Which one is that? Yud Zayin. Yeah, Ichud Ruach HaNevuah. It's actually in the book. It's called VeHaHalacha, the unity of the spirit of prophecy and of halacha and of Jewish law. So we'll enter those, as we can see how the Nazir is crafting and giving us this, and then going into the different levels of how this unification applies to our lives, and so that we can become more united on every level and bring unity to the world. And may our learning and yearning for this level of unity bring immediate victory to Am Yisrael, Knesset Yisrael, in this extraordinary battle that Israel is deeply in, while the rest of the world is deeply wherever we're out. And may we really be blessed to be extraordinary illuminators and bring an end to Amalek and all evil in the world. And join together with Roberta Benomar.
No more.
Amen.
Amen.
And great healing,
Amen.
to everybody in the world.
Amen. Amen. For that, for sure. Wow.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Hey, Rob, I was going to say earlier that, like today, I was walking along the beach in Tel Aviv, and I saw, like a Haredi soldier walking with a secular girl soldier, and they both got M16s, and like I see the variety of people on the beach, and which includes like, I don't know what's going on right now, but there's a lot of religious people in Tel Aviv, but there's like Haredi people walking their children, and there's Russian immigrants, and there's me, and there's Israelis, and all different ages. So I think we should believe that it is happening. We're still only a 65-year-old We're
Oh,
still
yeah,
only a
but
65-year-old country, you know? It's like we came
Yeah.
with so many different divisions, but like in general, we do have like a lot of unity, I think.
Well, it's ironic, but the reality is it's the most unified, where we experience our unification the strongest is in Sahel, in the army, and all its, because there it has to be. It's a matter of life and death. You can't play games with that stuff. And people are able to transcend their personality, and it is part of what makes growing Israel so much.
Well